What happened to the Library of Alexandria? How was it destroyed? Who destroyed it? Well, everything you think you know about this legendary library is about to change. By the end of this video, you'll have answers to all of these questions. Alexandria was a city in Egypt famous for, obviously, the Great Library. Alexander the Great founded this city when he took control from the Persians in 331 BC. Alexander had a vision for a grand library. However, he unfortunately died before he could see this vision come to fruition. Luckily, the great Alexander anointed a general, Ptolemy, who became ruler of Egypt after Alexander's death. Using inspiration from Alexander, Ptolemy took this vision and ran with it. He had plans to make this library the center of culture and learning, and wanted to gather all the knowledge of the ancient world to preserve it in one location. Ptolemy constructed the library and it grew very quickly, with generals of the new Ptolemaic dynasty searching relentlessly for texts all across the Mediterranean and beyond. Within years of the library's creation, it's believed to have been home from anywhere to 40,000 all the way to 700,000 scrolls, covering subjects from literature, history, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and of course, philosophy. Contrary to popular belief, the library wasn't one massive building, but rather a collection of several buildings, the main one being known as the Museon, and other sister libraries were located at the nearby temple of Serapis. It's almost like a modern-day university. The libraries were not just for holding scrolls either, but they included lecture halls, classrooms, and meeting spaces where scholars from around the world could discuss with one another in the ultimate pursuit of obtaining a higher understanding of our world. And for several hundred years, the library was exactly what it was intended to be: the greatest collection of knowledge the ancient world has ever known, helping different people from around the world learn anything they sought out to find out. Full of stories from different cultures, when studying the vast collection of this library, it was almost as if you were connected to the entire world, at least the known world, sort of how the internet connects us today. So that begs the question, what actually happened to the Library of Alexandria? And although there's no unanimous record of how the library was destroyed, there are many different historical claims, some being much more popular than others. The most common claim is that Julius Caesar is responsible for its destruction. Around 200 years after its creation, when the Roman Civil War took place, Caesar's troops set fire to the ships in the harbor, which spread to the close-by library, causing it to burn to the ground. Others claim when the Christians came to Egypt, they felt the library's collection of pagan god knowledge was blasphemous and had to be destroyed in the name of Christianity. And then there's the Muslim conquest, which makes the claim that when the Muslims occupied Egypt almost 1,000 years after the construction of the library, for the same reasons as the Christians, the Muslims were the ones responsible for the destruction of the library. Then, of course, there's claims that the library simply got neglected and slowly fell into a decline, and after hundreds of years, it was simply abandoned and eventually turned into a temple. Although historical accounts of how beautiful and significant the library was makes this one extremely hard to believe. Although nobody knows the whole truth of its demise, one thing is for certain: the Library of Alexandria existed, and had it not been destroyed, we would know much more about the ancient world than we do today. What is known is somehow the library was badly damaged and neglected, and after the fact, leaving whatever remained to be burned and lost under the sands of time. The Library of Alexandria to this day is a legendary symbol of the endless pursuit of knowledge, and is widely accepted as one of the greatest tragedies of the ancient world. And although we may never find the remains of this legendary collection of knowledge, it's a reminder of the importance of the pursuit of knowledge and the significance of learning institutions today. So then, what do I believe happened? Well, I believe Julius Caesar is ultimately responsible for the library's demise. The timeline and historical claims of this event hold more weight to me than simply pinning its destruction on religion. Let me know in the comments what you believe happened, and make sure to subscribe and see what story we'll be discussing next. And remember, I'm just an individual who's fascinated with the ancient echoes of this world. What do I know?